Good evening, Rusk enjoyers. I hope you're doing right, 'cause it's time for the predictions video. Yes, just a good few hours ago, all of these skins rotated into the rust store for the last rust store of April 2024. And basically, in this video, we're going to go ahead and try and figure out which of these skins might be the best investment this week, which of these skins might help us walk away with some sweet, delicious looking profit. So let's just jump straight in. Let's talk about this Blackout SAP. So, feeling very confident with this skin, and honestly, you could probably just go buy some now. So let me just get this point across. Blackout weapon skins do a very good job of retaining their value. If I were to remind you about, all the LR300 skins or all the custom SMG skins and whatnot, there's gun demand issues with those weapons. So if I quickly take a look at custom SMGs, you'll see that pretty much every single one of them is in the negative. Let's go remind ourselves, not doing super great, but hang on a minute, you're doing quite all right because it's part of a well-established, very in-demand collection. Let's go take a look at all the LR300s. We were just talking about this literally over the past week with that Black Diamond LR300. So yeah, that's only just come out now, so we can't really track it. But if we take a look at all these recent LR300s, not many of them are doing very well. That's being manipulated, so let's ignore that one. But as we go over down to here, we will see the Blackout LR is doing pretty okay. It's up 7%. Out of all the other ones, they're not doing very well. But what's helping that out? Part of the Blackout collection. So it's got a bit of a steam to it. People like it. People adore it, and that's why it's always usually very in demand. Okay, cool. So it's part of a well-in-demand, well-beloved collection. But is that all? Well, I'll be honest with you, we do have something we can compare to very quickly. We've had a very similar pistol come out a good 2 years ago, that being the Prototype 16 SAP. Let's get a quick look at you. Now, if I could look at its workshop page in a second, I just wanted to bring up real quickly, that's sitting there at $3.60. That's a pretty comfortable price. But if we look at its actual design, you've got a perfectly straightforward black design with a very useful green aim sight. If I quickly go ahead and take a look at this SAP itself, pretty much the exact same theme, nice, sleek black design, and of course it has the very useful red aim sight, pretty much good for every single environment. What else could you even need? So I can't help but assume you're going to do perfectly fine. There's a lot of support behind you, purely based on the fact that you're just simply a Blackout skin. But honestly, I don't think there's much else that could be coming out fairly soon that's going to really get in the way that's going to affect it. Maybe, just maybe, there might be a Black Diamond SAP. I won't be surprised. But that probably also sell for $4, much like the previous skins. So we'll see how that potentially turns out. But anyway, let's also just quickly compare what were the sales for all of these other skins that came out somewhat recently. And I do say somewhat recently because that was 2022, that was 2022, that was 2022, and this was 2023. Well, this did 18,000 sales, that did 23,400, that did about 20,000, and that right there, that did about 14,000. So I'm looking at this and I'm trying to question, how many sales are we actually going to get with that? Because, based on what we've seen somewhat recently, we haven't been seeing ridiculously high sales, have we? I can't help but assume the SAP probably will only do about 20 to 30,000 sales. Like last week we had the gold chains poncho, that only did about 27,000 sales, only. But you get the point. Basically, I can't imagine we're going to be seeing anything like 40,000 or 50,000. And let me remind you, if I show you some of the other Blackout skins that came out in the past, 60,000 sales, almost 50,000 sales, you get the idea. And even then, they're still in the positive. They're still doing good. It's all good. All right, so anyway, the only potential problem is the amount that sell. But I will sit here and say, this skin is abnormal. This will be appearing at an earlier time on the Steam market. We will be prepared for that. We will be sitting on stream Wednesday night, looking at the sales it has by then, considering a price that we want to offer. We'll do the abnormal buy orders, we'll look at it afterwards, and then we'll probably be sitting there and questioning if we want to jump in and buy it. But I'm being honest with you, I can't help but assume it's going to be doing very good. It seems very, very safe, all right? Now, I will sit here and say this. I will be under the assumption that over the course of maybe the next month or two, there will be quite a lot of listings on the Steam market. But as we enter the likes of the summertime, I won't be surprised that they slowly start to clean up, disappear. Price probably rises quite a fair bit, quite nicely. Not ridiculously, but fairly nicely. Like if that only went up to about $4, I'm sure you wouldn't complain. I'm sure you'd still be happy with that. Still good profit. So yeah, that is the most confident thing I am in for the likes of this week. It's looking pretty good. I don't think there's much else I can say. But the only factor is I don't think it will be selling too much, but we do have to be cautious just in case. So yeah, if you really want to go buy one for yourself, go nuts. But the smarter thing to do would be to still wait until Wednesday. All right. So with the financial perspective, it's better to be safer than sorry. So yeah, we'll see how things turn out. But the abnormal barter support, we need to see that. And I'm feeling confident. It doesn't matter. It's still going to be perfectly fine. So we'll just wait until Wednesday, of course. So that, I'm confident in that. But what else am I somewhat confident in? So I will have to sit here and say Chameleon hoodie and pants are looking pretty interesting. So, of course, we got the new continuations today, of course, being the hoodie and pants. And, well, with the arrival of this, we've seen these spike in demand, spike in price. Not crazily, but it still went up. It's still doing good. And there's not too many listings on the Steam market. Over the course of this weekend, I do expect these to rise up in price a little bit more, a little bit further. But things are looking more comfortable now in this collection as a whole. With these clothing and armour pieces being accepted, these weapon prices have started to improve. And that's nice to see. Now, let me tell you this, Milho Frito will be continuing this. We will be getting that tier 2. It's inevitable. Yeah, we're definitely going to see that happen. It's up to Facepunch if they want to accept it, and I feel like maybe it's going to be totally fine. Now, I should also point out, pretty sure we're going to see some more weapon skins. Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if we end up seeing some deplorable skins. This collection's going to get bigger, all right? So be prepared for that. Okay, so we could potentially see the likes of tier 2 on the horizon. Boots and gloves, wouldn't be surprised. But the main thing that we have to be concerned about with the likes of the hoodie and pants now is how much is it going to sell, and will it compare nicely to the likes of the tier 3 armour. These two did about 13,000 subscribers. Will these two match up quite nicely to it? I hope so. I don't think we're selling ridiculously at the moment. It seems like it's going to be fairly tame. It seems like everything's going to work out quite all right with the likes of that. So purely based on the fact that we do still expect another core piece to be accepted, core pieces being hoodie and pants tier 2 and tier 3. Typically, if we do see core pieces being accepted, if there are any pre-existing core pieces already available or already on the Steam market and whatnot, they tend to spike in demand, spike in price. Lo and behold, these appear today. Tier 3 did go quite crazy in the Steam market, so that's looking good. That's looking cool. That's if we do see continuations, but I'm pretty confident it will happen. It's inevitable. Milho will be doing it. He's been around for a very long time. He's had tons of skins accepted, and I'm pretty sure he will be finishing this collection. All right, then. So we feel confident in that as well. But is there anything else? I'm going to sit here and say, as a hard maybe, Cel Tier 2. All right? This is a brand new set. This is a brand new collection. By default, doesn't matter. If we do see hoodie and pants or tier 3 on the horizon, yes. I do expect that will still work out quite all right. It's a matter of if. It's a matter of will it happen. It's a matter of is he going to be fast enough to put it out? I don't know. He's a newer person, so congratulations to you at least, Archeron. We have followed the trend of, with the last Rustor of the month, someone who's never had a skin accepted tends to get their first ever skin accepted. Lo and behold, it's you, so congratulations. In fact, you got 3. Well done. But will he commit to it? Will he get it out in time? We shall see. But there is potentially a bit of an obstacle. We might, big fat might, have complete the sets again potentially in May. There is still no confirmation. We don't fully know just yet, but it did happen last year in May. So I'll talk more about that a little bit later. But if that were to happen, skin creators are supposed to have some time off when it happens. So if you can kind of understand that, that would mean no continuations for a while. And if we have impatient investors who bought into it, but, you know, where's my continuations? I was expecting instant profit. Where is it? I'm going to unload everything on the Steam market now. People are like that. People are like that. So be prepared. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Doesn't really matter too much as of now. We've got to wait and see. But I will sit here and say this tier 2 armor, it's also abnormal. We can wait until Wednesday. We can see how things turn out based on sales. We can make a decision and figure, maybe we should jump in and buy somewhere. Maybe we'll just stick with a buy order. We shall see, all right? So I do feel somewhat optimistic we will see continuations appear in the workshop at some point. It's just a matter of, will Facepunch actually accept it? So that's looking okay at the moment. Cool. All right, so the final remaining skins that we're going to discuss, I'm not that very confident in, all right? So let's talk about them. Shadowborn Armored Door. It's very nice to see Shadowborn has reached 4 deplorable skins now, but we've got a bit of a problem for this specifically. So I just want to point this out. SCMM seems to be a little bit slow in regards to updating some of these prices. I will confirm, with the arrival of this today, all 3 of these were bought out. All 3 of these had a spike in demand. If I take a look at the Sheet Metal Door, for example, this is actually boosted up to about $2.60 now. Yep, that's doing better. That's doing better. A buyout happened, the price improved. Earlier today, this was sitting at around just under $2. Now it's up to $2.60. And, well, maybe a few more might sell. Maybe some things could do a lot better there. We shall see. But anyway, the point I'm trying to get across is, with the arrival of new skins, we do see, with a deplorable collection, the pre-existing deplorable skin spike in demand, spike in price. I can confirm, in the workshop right now, we do have the lockers, and we still have the sheet metal double doors. But I will sit here and say, we're going to be we're not going to be seeing a Shadowborn skin this weekend, and probably not for a while, if we do have complete the sets, for example. One of the skin creators just so happens to be the guy behind the Porcelain collection. He wants to do a version 2 of that, so you won't be seeing another Shadowborn skin for a while. Anyway, Armored Doors, there's a problem with them. Do you notice it? Let's go take a look at all the most recent Armored Door skins to be accepted. Do you see it? Yep. There you go. They don't seem to be very good investments. Now, it might be a question of how often do you even use an Armored Door? Yep, you might play in various different servers and whatnot, so you might be able to use them a lot more on certain ones. You get the idea. But anyway, point is, recently we had the Soullight Armored Door, sold for $4 a piece. Well, now it's down to $2.23. Not good. Awkward. Unfortunate. We've even got the Neon Vibes Armored Door right here. This is part of the cool-looking Neon Vibes collection. But that Armored Door is down pretty bad. Now, Furnace is doing all right. Sheepman Doors only down by 3%. Garage Doors only down by 7%. But you right there, down 30. That ain't good. And it didn't sell a ridiculous amount. In fact, it was the lowest selling skin out of all of these, and yet still it's down the worst. So there's clearly a bit of a problem in regards to Armored Doors as an investment. This is why I'm not super confident in this. I can't help but assume that Shadowborn Armored Door very likely will be going down by at least a third in price at some point. That's why I'd rather stick with doing a buy order. But hey, if we do see more continuations being made and accepted, can't help but assume it will get those boosts that we would like to see. But yeah, we'll see. So the only thing we can really do now is keep an eye on the fact, how many sales will it have? Will it be all right when we do our abnormal buy orders? Because that's abnormal, just got to point out. But it's selling for $3 a piece. We'll see if it can retain it, because, some of these other skins that you see here, $2.49, it was down a fair bit before. Over to here, it was lower earlier. That was down pretty bad. That was a $3 skin. But yeah, Shadowborn as a whole, it's successful. We're still getting more acceptances, but there does seem to be a bit of a break going on over the course of the next few weeks. So let's see what happens next. By default, I do believe I'll just stick with doing a buy order. Sounds good? Let's move on. Next skin I'm going to talk about is going to be the Bombshell Thompson. The design, totally fine, nothing wrong with it. It's just Thompsons have dropped off a fair bit as a nice investment over the past few months. So get a good look at that. Nice, cool looking, what's the word? What's the term called? The sharks, the sky, the World War design. What's it called? Sky Sharks? No, it was, anyway, let's just move on. Basically, you got a useful red aim sight. You got a perfectly cool, sleek looking design right there. But will that retain its value? Probably not. Get a good look at all the recent Thompson skins that have come out. Some of them are doing okay, some of them not so much. Awkward. Yeah, we're kind of sitting here and noticing that the vast majority of Thompsons are now in the negative. Not the vast majority, I'd say more of the quantity overall. Let's go with that. So some of them are still doing all right, but let me get this point across. Thompsons as a whole, pretty much you'd look at Thompsons now, or at least if you could go back a year, all of them would be in their positive. But a good few months back, we had some sort of change to the aim cone, and it seems people don't seem to like using it as much. Still used a lot, but not as well favoured. And, well, maybe the gun demand is starting to go down a fair bit, with less usage equals less demand for skins equals lower prices. Now, there's other problems. Last year, we got a whole batch of skins being accepted, a lot more than we'd normally see. Also, a lot of Twitch drops, got to take that into consideration. There's a lot of factors, but, yeah, as a whole, there's problems with Thompson skins as an investment. It's not as good as it used to be. All right. If you're looking at this with a financial perspective, you might want to play it a little bit more careful. At the very least, it's abnormal. Wait till Wednesday. Do the abnormal buy orders. Look at it afterwards. Make a decision. And look, remember, if you like the skin, by all means, buy it. Buy it, use it, enjoy it. Support the skin creators, keep them motivated, keep wanting to put out very nice creative designs in the future. But we're looking at this with a financial perspective, and we're trying to decide if we want to jump in and buy like 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe even 100, maybe 1,000. But you get the idea. Okay, cool. So it's better to play it safer, wait till Wednesday, look at the sales, make a decision then. But as a whole, Thompsons have dropped down a fair bit in terms of interest. Things could potentially change though. There might be some gunplay changes on the horizon. We'll talk more about that in a bit. And then lastly, we do have the likes of the Juggernaut MP5. Now, with the recent MP5s we've seen, get a quick look at this, because you might notice with the likes of, I don't want to include Chocolate Hunter. That was an Easter theme skin, holiday theme skin. It's kind of pointless, it's an anomaly, so I won't accept that. But we'll look at the likes of the Oil Spill. That was beloved, sold quite nicely. It's only down by 10%, but it's still down by 10%. Then we've got the Apocalypse Nomad with the very nice pay-to-win aim sight. It's down to $2. Now, you can question how useful a pay-to-win aim sight is. Do you even aim down the sight much? But anyway, Juggernaut, Unfortunately, well, first of all, congratulations to Fuff to getting his third ever skin accepted. But I have to sit here and question: did people favour it a lot? And this is where we go to like Mr. Micro's website. Of course, we can see all the upvotes and downvotes, but he has a special feature right here, the accepted skin section. If you click this, you'll see there was a snapshot. The very second the Rustore rotated, it tracked all the skins that are accepted, and it like saved how many upvotes and downvotes those skins had at that very specific moment that the Rustore was, rotated in. And unfortunately, this was the only skin with more downvotes than upvotes, which is quite unfortunate. So I look at that and I question, okay, then looks like that probably won't be favoured by a lot of people, and it very likely won't be retaining its price, and it very likely will be going down pretty bad. I think that's going to end up becoming a 60 cent to 80 cent buy order. So it is what it is. So overall, we've got some nice positives there. We got some questionable things as well. But that's normal. That's just how it is. So best thing we can do is wait it out, see how many sales have happened across the board for all of these skins. Awesome. Right, let's start talking about some of these other details. So I've been talking a lot about this somewhat recently, but last year, quite literally around this time, the second week of May 11, 2023, we had Most Wanted Rustore, and then of course the week after that we had Complete the Sets. Basically, there's a fairly decent chance it might happen again. Still no confirmation. Be prepared for something like that. But yeah, we very likely might have this happen again, and if you don't have a good enough idea of what potential skins might be candidates for this potential Complete the Sets, if I quickly go over to here, I will showcase this to you right now. I have a special Complete the Sets candidates collection produced. Look at all of these skins as a representative of their collection. These are the collections that are vying for a spot for the upcoming Complete the Sets, if it were to happen. You got Porcelain, you got Dungeon, you got Cargo Heli, you got Toxic, you got Fireflies, you got Recycler, Neon Storage, Neon Vibes, Friendly, Rainbow. There's tons and tons and tons of things you can see here, and you'll get a good idea, you'll get a good grasp. So if you saw some skins that were recently submitted but weren't accepted, for example Thunder Gold, and of course we've got the likes of Flashbacks right here, they very likely might be appearing for this, if it's going to happen. But as I said, we still do not have confirmation. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, all right? So consider giving this a good look. I'll make sure that collection link is in the description of this video, so please consider looking now and giving it a good look. Get a good idea what potentially could happen, but face punch decides, and it doesn't always work out well, does it? So yeah, and at the very least, always consider keeping an eye on the likes of the workshop. Every single week I do my Rust Workshop skin checks. I'm always sitting here discussing all the newer skins that have appeared on the workshop over the past weekend, and of course you might notice we've been seeing a lot of early picks being accepted somewhat recently. Quite literally, as a good example, Blackout SAP, well, that was submitted literally just this past weekend. You can sit here and see me talking about it. Like, there you go, I'm gawking, I'm going crazy. I'm like, guys, imagine if that's accepted. Cool. Imagine if it's accepted. That would be a great profit, wouldn't it? Anyway, you get the idea. So consider giving that a good look, and every single video I always add chapters for all the continuations, and I'm pretty sure that's what you care most about, so consider giving that a good look. And also, I did reference this earlier, some changes to Gunplay, you said? Yes, here we are. So Alistair's tweeted this out recently. You might have noticed that a lot of people have been discussing some potential changes to the likes of the high external walls and whatnot, changes to how quickly you can put them down, and yeah, there's delays, changes, you get the idea. Sorry, I'm very tired and been up late because we had there's another thing I'll talk about in a second. Counter-Strike 2 had its 75% discount, sorry. So anyway, as I was talking, there's a whole bunch of changes potentially on the horizon that will be coming out for the May 4th swipe, which of course will be next week. But we got a little thing here. Some Gunplay changes are on the way, all right? We very likely might be seeing some changes potentially to likes of recoil. Maybe certain weapons might be getting a buff. Maybe certain weapons might be getting a nerf. Who knows? We'll have to keep an eye out. Keep an eye out on Alistair's Twitter at the very least. All right. But of course, you can always consider going over to the likes of the commits page. All right. Always keep an eye on the commits. You can see what the devs are currently working on. You can see what potentially is going to be added to the game, or what's going to get tweaked, changed, fixed. You name it, you get the idea. For example, we all know about the Radtown Redux, which is going to apparently be a new recycled monument being added to the game. So that's cool. That's nice. We know about that. And, well, there's another thing I should talk about. There's been a lot of mentions in regards to Twitch drops renders. What's all this about? Well, it turns out we're getting some more Twitch drops on the horizon. If you were to go ahead and take a look at the likes of the recent, where is it? The recent, we've lost it. Okay, if you go to Face Punch, Community Updates, Here we are, and the most recent one, of course, being 260. If we scroll down all the way to the bottom, you will see that there's been mentions that we are going to have Twitch drops soon. It's coming. We are going to get Twitch drops very soon. It'll probably be another 2 or so weeks until we find out what they are, but you get the idea. Actually, you know what? We'll probably find out what they are with the May 4 swipe blog post. Yeah, you'll see it there. I feel like that'll probably be the case. So that's cool. Keep an eye out for that. That'll be next week. And the final thing that I was mentioning, yes, the 75% discount for the Counter-Strike 2 Copenhagen stickers are now out. It's literally just come out. That's why I'm so tired, because I was trying to organise and sort that out. So, yeah, that's out now. Maybe our Rust skins are going to be affected. Maybe they won't. We'll have to keep an eye out. But you get the idea. So, things are going to be a little bit awkward for now. We'll see. I tried my best to say all of that in a very reasonable amount of time. Feel free to offer your feedback. Sorry for being tired, but I tried my best. So I'm sure you get the idea of what's on the horizon, and I'm sure you got a good idea of what to expect potentially for the likes of all of these skins in the Rust store. My name is Hedge. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see what potentially comes out for May 4 swipe. And of course, for that, please consider keeping an eye on the likes of the Rust Workshop, or if you want to be a little bit lazier, go to Micro's website, just click dates submitted, and you'll see all the most recent skins that have been submitted. It's as easy as that. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Catch you later. See you and goodbye.